You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it always the Caitlin Clark fan base? Oh, that fan base. Oh, you know the Clarkies. The Clark Klux Klan. That's what they always keep saying. That's what everybody on social media says that has an IQ of 12. Is that it's always the Clark fan base. Really? Because I know another fan base. Woo-wee! Boy, the lack of class in that fan base is rather interesting, I think. And you know, this has hit a whole new level when they're going after Dawn Staley. Somebody that, honestly, I think has been on their side. Didn't Dawn Staley just come out a couple of years ago and say that Angel Reese should be the Rookie of the Year over Caitlin Clark, blah, 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 spouting some nonsense. Now, if there's one thing to come out of this that is rather amusing, it's the fact that South Carolina fans are now going at it with AR fans. That's funny. That's funny, especially when you realize that Dawn Staley made just a basketball take. Just a good old-fashioned basketball take. There wasn't anything hateful in the take. She said something I'd been saying for 2 years. Kamilla Cardoso has been unable to fulfill her potential because Angel Reese was clogging up the middle under the basket. They were not ever going to coexist if Kamilla Cardoso was going to, you were ever going to get the most out of her as a player and see what her potential was. Well, look, Angel's gone now. And Dawn coached Kamilla Cardoso. She made a lucid, valid take. Ken Swift put this out there. I didn't know anything about it till he alerted everybody. First, they went after Candace Parker. Oh, they did. Even harassed her daughter. I did not know that. Yikes. Now they are going in on Dawn Staley. Wow. All for basketball takes. They attack Annie, attack Poe, and nobody says a word because it's, quote, not that fan base. Talking about, well, you know, what fan base they claim to hate that causes all the trouble. So I went over to the root cause. I went over to the article from the Chicago Sun-Times. Somehow, some Angel Reese fans are actually blaming the person covering the team for making this a thing, claiming that Dawn Staley just made these quotes up. These look like direct quotes. Like there's no confusion here. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Dawn Staley fan in the world, but let's just be fair. What South Carolina coach Dawn Staley misses about Sky Center Kamilla Cardoso is her dominance. She was a one-of-the-kind force in her senior year in college. Staley was looking for that kind of dominance from Cardoso from the moment she transferred from Syracuse as a sophomore, but it didn't happen immediately. Quote, I think it took people moving out of the way, Staley told the Sun-Times. Like Aaliyah Boston graduating and then Kamilla becoming a focal point. Sometimes when you know there's nobody there and it's just you, you rise to the challenge. That is a lucid basketball point. That experience, Staley, that Cardoso is, quote, a focal point player. Yeah, you got to get the ball to her. She excels under applied pressure. She can't be allowed to just float. So when a coach decides to hand over the keys, they have to fully commit. Quote, I think you're going to give her the keys to the car only on the weekends. I don't think that's Kamilla's style. I think it's more that she wants to get in the car and drive it every day. So, that leads us down here. Quote, I think this year is probably going to be a great year for her, Staley said. These are direct quotes. This is not the Chicago Sun-Times messing this up. This is direct quotes. Staley said. They are quoting her directly. Probably had a recorder going while this interview was happening. So there's no confusion. You guys do know that does happen, right? Quote, I think this year is probably going to be great for her. Staley said. Statistically speaking, as well as comfort, and the fact that Angel isn't on the roster. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It just leaves more opportunity for Kamilla to spread her wings. She can be more of a focal point. There's nothing wrong with that take. Angel's 6'4". Kamilla's what? 6'7", 6'6". They're both trying to play under the basket. They were getting in each other's way. It's a lucid, logical basketball point from a coach. No, but you know that ain't how we get down on these social media streets. Dawn Staley's getting old. She doesn't remember last year the Sky with Sloot decided Kamilla Cardoso would be the focus over Angel Reese. They started 0-4 and Angel was begging Ariel Atkins for touches. Team was 2-5 when Sloot got hurt and 2-7. Then it was Angel that needs to step up. They're coming after Dawn. Dawn Staley, knock it off. Angel set out 14 games last season. Why didn't Kamilla spread her wings then? Dawn could have gave her expectations of Kamilla without mentioning Angel. People so weird when it comes to 5. You're calling people weird. Okay. I mean, they were on the same team together. Clogging up the middle together. She literally mentioned somebody that played. Leah Boston was also in the conversation. Look at this. Dawn's ugly ass mentioning Angel for no reason. They were on the same team together. That's the reason, moron. That's the reason. Did Dawn Staley really say that Angel's gone, Kamilla would thrive? Is this an actual quote or y'all interpreting her words? No, it's an actual quote. So, look at this. They misrepresenting her words. No, it said, quote. They put her in quotes. I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. That was irresponsible on Dawn Staley's part. She's on this app enough blocking people to know what narratives are being pushed. And I don't care about her intent. Angel shouldn't have been mentioned, even though they were on the same team together. Wow. Really, Dawn? Question mark. Why mention Angel? Once again, they were on the same team together. Try not to bring up Angel Reese challenge. Impossible. Guys, there's a phenomenon going on right now. And the phenomenon is, in Cleveland, they drafted Shedeur Sanders. You've got Shedeur Sanders fans who, in my opinion, are pretty close, the closest thing in the NFL to Angel Reese fans, although there are some actual NFL fans that like Shedeur. But there's a war between Browns fans and Shedeur fans. There's evidently a war between Angel Reese fans and every other fan base team. It was everybody's fault but Angel. That's all we've ever heard. Everybody else's fault but Angel. Every other fan base but Angels. Good luck, Atlanta Dream. Because your actual fan base is about to go to war with Angel Reese's fan base. And it's probably going to F up your whole team because they are going to dog every player on that team on social media. They're going to be on them all the time. Viciously, I might add. If Angel Reese doesn't look right. All right. When they're going after Dawn Staley, broken arrow. I mean, it's practically the same fan, and now it is kind of, there's an implosion going on, which is kind of actually funny in part. No basketball takes allowed. What a bleeped up sport. The whole league is just revved. Fucked. There, I said it. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.